Alrighty, good afternoon. Yes guys, this is day 2 of the lockdown videos, and it's actually day... Britt, what day of lockdown is it?
5.
Day 5 of lockdown for South Africa. So, what we're going to do today guys is a chest and a little bit of tricep workout. It's going to be a double B workout, which stands for bands and body weight. So basically you only need one band and again your body. But otherwise, if you don't have a band, what you can do is just again slow down the reps, use what you have at your disposal. Again, having a band is probably going to be one of the better options because it does give you some sort of constant tension. But again, if you don't have one, we will try and see what we can do in terms of alternatives. So in today's workout, I'm going to give you guys a voiceover. The reason why I want to give you a voiceover is, for one, I can concentrate fully on the workout and make sure that, look here, all the form is good. Push myself as hard as possible, and also I can just film more sets because my brain isn't running around. Don't ask me why guys, I'm just this weird person. But yeah, so we're going to do a voiceover. This is going to be a lot shorter of a video than our last video because again, in the last video I was giving you guys live commentary, and sometimes my mind just does run away with me, and sometimes I miss things as well. So that's how we're going to do the voiceover. Let me know which ones you prefer. Do you prefer me giving you tips and tricks in the actual workout, or do you prefer it when I actually tell you guys all the tips and tricks in a voiceover after the workout's done while you guys are watching the exercises take place? Let me know down in the comments below, and let's get into it. Alright ladies and gents, now before we get stuck in, please don't forget to give this video a like. Guys, we hit 21 likes in the last video. So what I want us to do is to shoot for 25. All you've got to do is just scroll down. You see that little gray strong hand over there in the corner? Click on it, change it to blue, and again your job is done. Carry on with the video and enjoy. The first thing I want you to do is to increase your body temperature, because this is just going to help you get warm, and also you'll be able to move a lot better. What I want you guys to do is do 5 minutes of either skipping, running on the spot, go outside and run in the garden, get on a bike or any piece of cardio equipment, and just get warm. I want you to get a light sweat going on. I don't want you to tax yourself. The most important thing to warm up before any upper body workout is the shoulder joint and the rotator cuffs. This is because these are the weakest and most vulnerable areas that can get injured. Warm these up by doing 5 shoulder rotations to the front and to the back, as well as some external rotation with the bands, and some neck pulls to warm up the rear delts and the scapula. The first exercise we're going to be doing, and guys, I really feel this is the most important exercise you can do for the best looking chest, shoulders and triceps, is on my Instagram page at rockhard_fitness. Guys, the reason why I'm doing this is because I do want you guys to check out both my social media platforms, because each of them does give you a little bit different hints, tips, tricks. Instagram is more of a daily thing, so you will get updated a lot sooner, and it's just another place just to keep up with what I'm doing, get more tips that can help you on your fitness journey, and I'll leave it at that. But go check out the first exercise, which is going to be called an EMOM. Check it out there, let me know what you think, and let's carry on with the workout. So now that our chest and triceps are pre-exhausted and also pre-activated, we will be moving on to a feet elevated push-up to work on that upper chest. So what I want you to do is think about an inclined bench press. The reason why it emphasizes the upper fibers of the chest is due to the angle and degree of shoulder flexion. What we are trying to mimic here is exactly that. Putting your feet on the elevated surface will increase the amount of shoulder flexion and really emphasize those upper fibers. Make sure your hips are higher than your shoulders and your hands are below the shoulder line to ensure that your shoulders are staying safe, and also your elbows need to be tucked in at a 45-degree angle. If putting your feet on a chair/couch is a bit too difficult, the alternative I want you to do is to find a step somewhere in your house and kneel on it. All the other form tips are exactly the same. So keep the hips higher than the shoulders, elbows at a 45-degree angle, hands under the shoulder line. So in the first exercise that we did, the emphasis was on the basic push-up with 3 different hand positions to put stress on the whole chest. Again, what you'll find on my Instagram page. The second dealt with the upper fibers. And now the third one is going to be the easiest variation, because you are going to be using slightly less load because of the angle of your body, and the range of motion is also shorter. It'll be working more of the lower portion of the chest as well as the triceps. I want your hands to either be at or slightly wider than shoulder width apart. They must be gripping the edge of the seat, and the goal is to get the lowest part of your chest / sternum to the chair and then back up. The next exercise I would leave out for women, as we have done more than enough chest work, but for the gents, now we're going to make sure we empty everything out of the tank. So what I want you to do is set up a band at shoulder level, and we are going to step away to the point where the band's tension is at its peak when our hand comes to the opposite shoulder. So if you're using your right hand, you're pretty much going to set up the band so that there's max tension when that hand crosses over the left hand side of the body. You will hold this position for 30 seconds, and after that you're going to pump out 10 flies straight away with no rest. So don't do what I'm doing over there. As soon as you finish 30 seconds, do the 10 reps and then you're done. What this is doing is, this is fully shortening the pec, because the primary function of the chest muscle is to bring the humerus, which is your upper arm, across the sternum. Now that we have finished with the chest and the triceps are exhausted due to being the secondary muscles in all the push-ups, we need to hit a little bit of triceps, but not a lot, just 2 sets of 3 exercises. The first being a banded tricep extension. So to remember to hold at the bottom for 5 seconds, because the strength curve of a band is heaviest when it's fully stretched out. In order to get the best activation in the exercise, try and keep your elbows in line with your hips and pull all the way down till your hands are past your hips. You'll feel an awesome contraction in the long end of the tricep. I was standing a bit too far away from the band and I made it too heavy, so that's why my elbows aren't in line with my hips and my hands don't come past my hips. So say as I do, not do as I say. You know what the saying is. The final exercise will be emphasizing the long head of the tricep, which also gets worked the most in a shoulder flexed position. It's very simple. Just keep the elbow stationary and fully extend, but don't hyperextend. So hyperextending is basically going past your joint's natural range of motion. One thing I do want to change on this exercise, guys, is I would make sure that the band is on the opposite foot. So if you're using your right arm first, have the band under your left foot, because this just really does maximize the tension at the end of the position and matches the strength curve very nicely. So guys, with the tempo of all of these exercises, if we're doing banded work, I want you to hold the end position, so that max contraction, for about 5 seconds. The reason is because you'll see with the eccentric, it's not a constant eccentric, because as you go back to the starting position, you lose tension very quickly, so you're not getting the most out of that. However, on something like a push-up, that's when you're really going to maximize your eccentric. So there I want you to have 3-second negatives and pause at the top for about 1 second. Also, all the sets and reps of each exercise is going to be on the actual video, and I will put it down in the description box below. Thank you all for all the support again. Welcome me back to YouTube. Again, guys, I am here to stay. I'm making that promise to you. I will not flake on you again. 2020, even with this whole issue that's happening with the war at the moment, let's stay positive. Let's help encourage each other to still do as much as we can to create the best versions of ourselves. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like that video, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.